Shalom everybody, we're here at the English channel of Machon Meir. I'm Ari Abramowitz here with Rabbi David Aaron. Okay, let's switch to another subject that's not really altogether different. We're talking about happiness here in this world, and in the Torah world, at least where I was raised growing up, I sort of saw the commandments of the Torah, the mitzvot, as thou shalt not. If you do those commandments, you'll get into heaven, and if you don't, then you'll get into hell. And there's this sort of heaven-hell paradigm. Should the next world be a focus of our observance? How do we contend with the next world, with Olam Haba? How does Judaism really understand that and see it?
Right. Well, the challenge of that educationally is words have been used without clarification of what they actually mean. Right. From a more mystical, Hasidic, Kabbalistic point of view, the world is a state of mind. It's a perception. Right now, you and I are in a perception. What do I mean by that? If I could now put into your eyes the power of microscopic viewing, you wouldn't be in the same world anymore. You'd be in a completely different world. So the way the world looks right now is the way we're looking at it. And if we change the way we're looking at it, we'll actually see a very different world. Right? So ideas of Gan Eden, Garden of Eden, or paradise, or hell, these are perceptions of our connection to God, right? And basically, there's only one reality, and that's God. And based on your relationship to God will determine the way the world looks to you. So that the idea of mitzvot, the idea of commandments, it's not about, well, you'll go to this place or you go to that place. It's about what space, what mindset will those commandments create in your head, whereby you will look at yourself, you will look at others, you will look at your life, you will look at reality in such a way that you will be in a world of paradise, right? Or, God forbid, if you don't follow that way, and your ideas and your relationships are messed up, then you're creating your own hell.
So it's literally not even, we shouldn't even be considering what happens once we leave this world, once we die. It's about trying to create heaven or hell in this world.
That's right. In fact, what's so interesting is when you look in the Bible, the 5 books of Moses, there really isn't a direct mention of a life after, right? And there are those that claim that, the rabbis made that up, because if you look in the 5 books of Moses, there's no mention of a world to come or some reward that you get after death. In fact, when you look at, we say every day the Shema where we acknowledge the oneness of God. Over there it says that if you will do the commandments, then rain will come in its time, and the fields will produce its produce, and your cows will go out and eat. Kind of sounds a little strange. I mean, that's why I was doing these mitzvahs. When I was giving up whatever I was giving up, I don't feel I'm giving up anything, but some people feel like I'm living this restricted
making all
life.
These sacrifices.
Right, I've got all these sacrifices so my cow can have a nice life. Doesn't make any sense. But what the Torah is saying is that when you live a life that's in tandem with the will of God, then the world will reflect that kind of harmony, and things will go in order. And really the choice is to live in a world of disorder or a world of order. And the way you determine that is how ordered is your life in organizing your life in line with the will of the Master of the universe.
I do want to move on to the next question, but I just need to beg further explanation there. When it says, the rain will come in its time and you live in a world of order, but what about all those that are living their lives in tandem with God's will and fulfilling the commandments with the proper intentions? And it seems complete disarray. It's not resulting in a world of order. Rather, the result seems to be a world of tragedy and pain. We're filming this during the 9 days where there's car accidents and there's terror and there's tragedy. And these seemingly is happening to the holy, righteous, God-fearing, observant people.
Right. Well, first of all, there's a couple of ways to address that. One is people who are truly God-aware, they don't see it as disorder, right? They see that there is hashgacha, that there is providence over here, and that there is a higher order going on. That's one thing. The other thing is the order is not just talking to us as individuals. The verses over there are talking about us as members of the community. Sadly, not the majority of the Jewish people at this point, from what I know, are living Torah lives and aligning themselves with the will of God the way the Torah outlines it. So therefore, at this point, the fact that we're seeing these terrible things still happening means, there's a lot more work to do. And I'm an individual, but I'm a member of the Jewish people. And the commandments weren't just given to me as an individual, but me as a member of the Jewish people, and we as a people are meant to bring this order to the world.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Aaron.
Thank you.